It is August 2nd. It is after 11 again because I didn't realize that the battery was almost dead until I tried to start recording, and then I had to charge the battery, so yeah. I haven't had any strange or particularly interesting dreams of late. I think the most recent one that I can remember was people dear to me having their skin kind of melted off or sloughing off radiation style. It was sort of disconcerting, but that's really all I remember about the dream at this point. I remembered more when it happened. But so I'm going to read a passage. It's from a book by Charles Yu, who also wrote How to Live Safely in a Science Fictional Universe, which I very much enjoyed. This one is short stories by him, and the story is called Inventory. Every morning I find myself in a different universe. There doesn't seem to be any order to the days. One day I might wake up floating in the middle of a seething red ocean. The next day I am in a desert of frozen silver sand. Most mornings when I wake up, the rules have all changed. Once in a while, though, I wake up in a place that feels comforting. The atmospheric pressure, the way gravity bends light, I can feel it. Something familiar. Something in my muscles, in my cells, my atoms. First thing I do is tell myself who I am. This is right after I wake up, before I open my eyes. Who am I? Do I remember? Can I do it? Can I be honest? This isn't touchy-feely. If I'm not honest with myself in an empty, soundless universe, then who will be? Second thing I do is check for gravity. It's no fun crumpling to the floor or floating away. I suppose the idea is this. I'm not real. I am some sort of alternate version of an actual person living somewhere in the actual world. I have a self. I'm his hypothetical, his guinea pig, his proxy, his personal test subject. I'm a lab rat in his thought experiments, a day player, the stunt double for his philosophical train tracks, a crash test dummy in a collision testing facility for metaphysical safety. It's not a comfortable realization, i.e., that I am, in fact, not a realization at all. But it makes sense. It explains a lot. Why I don't have feelings of my own. Why I always feel like I know what I'm supposed to be feeling, but I can never just feel that feeling without being conscious of it, being aware of it. Also, this feeling I've had for as long as I can remember, a derivative feeling. I am not Charles Yu. I suppose that could be my name too, but it has never sounded quite right to me anyways. Charlie, maybe. A second-hand version of the name, for a second-hand person. The real me is out there, somewhere, sleeping soundly in his bed. Every morning he wakes up the same person. Every morning I wake up some weird version of him. Here is what I know about this Charles Yu person. He is a man. He works on the 17th floor of a downtown office building. He lives alone. He is lonely, but he hasn't always been. Here's what I do not know about Charles Yu. Pretty much everything else. I do not know, for instance, how it is I come to enter a new universe, the mechanism for my entry into the world. I don't know how long I have lived like this. I don't know how or whether it is even possible to predict what the world will look like the next day. I simply have to close my eyes and wait until tomorrow in order to find out. What is this condition? A permanent temporary, a living and waking and breathing and thinking idea, an almost man, a contingency, nothing essential to me, nothing particular, nothing necessary, a sum total of discrete moments, a long or short series of variations on an underlying person, the sum of the area under which might begin to approximate, in the aggregate, the negative space of a man, all that he had not been, all that he imagined he might have been, and so, in that sense, the shape of me was the shape of Charles Yu, a Necker cube, an etching by Escher, background and foreground, an eye limed by the real self, my edge, his edge, my boundary, his boundary, one line dividing a plane, a region of space, one line creating two entities, the real and everything else. Being what I am, I don't have direct access to the real world. I rely on inference, on what I see from moment to moment. Charles Yu's world stays the same from day to day, hour to hour, while this world in which I exist changes whenever Charles feels like changing it, or thinks about it, or wonders about something, or daydreams about nothing. That's actually just the beginning of the story, but he does awesome work. It was kind of a dreamy story. I thought that might be a little bit of something that you might... I don't even know, man. I'm tired, so whatever. Good night.